What up, my freaks? RuinouSinsight here with part 19 of my Total Warhammer 3 Vilitch the Curseling Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, Archaon the Ever-Vassal has joined the ranks of our minions. Too bad that you can't change Vassal Lords' names to change that permanently, but oh well. So that'll be nice. We'll see what exactly he does, though I don't want him to take too much territory from us. He is fairly far away from any enemies that we're currently fighting, so I guess we'll see what exactly he'll be getting up to. That was not the only vassal that we got, however. At the end of Jiao Ming's faction of the Western Provinces, we subjugated him rather than destroying him. I don't know whether this is gonna work or not, as in he might rebel and we might have to destroy him, but if that happens, well, then we will just destroy him. We've already seen our ability to do so. But it would be funny and quite nice to have a Cathian vassal, especially as there are some nice things that we can get from their outpost. Now, these two armies are no longer needed here, so we will be sending Barbaros down to take out other territories in the Burning Wind Nomads, and destroying this faction for good, I suppose. There's still quite a few things to do here, and I guess you can do that next turn. You won't heal here, but honestly, there's probably no need. There's not that much of a garrison here. And then Egram Malphasdire, we're going to send you instead to fight both Goldtooth and the Caravan of Blue Roses. We could potentially try to get them as allies, but they don't like us very much, and at this point in time, I think it would be beneficial to try and declare as much war as possible on various factions to get Jiao Ming to be fighting with us as well. The best way to keep vassals is to get them all fighting in the same place. So, let's try that. Ooh, and hello, there's a full stack here. We're gonna keep the Fire Army to be fighting the Undead, as I think it's appropriate. You're currently on that Chaos War Shrine. I can't say I like that very much, but I guess you can stay there for now until we can get you a sorcerer to get you off that war shrine. Though to be said, it's not super necessary, but I think you'll be okay, at least for now. And we don't need the levels this turn, but we do want to declare war, I think, immediately. Mostly to keep everybody friendly, and to give these guys a fighting chance to prepare. So, you are currently fighting with Eyebiter, Goldtooth, and the Poxmakers, and maybe the Poxmakers will like us for doing this. We will declare war on you, buddy, and we will draw everybody in. Good, including the Western Provinces. I don't imagine that they can secede within the first 10 turns that you vassalize them, so now's the time to get them friendly. And yes, they do like the war with the Caravan of Blue Roses, though it ain't much as yet. We'll see how they react to all this. And then if we eventually do make them friendly enough with us, we'll give them all of these territories back to essentially make them a powerful faction. I want to see if they're viable. Now, Vilitch, you are going to go towards Malus, and I think we're going to kill him. Like I said previously, I feel like I want to make this particular campaign different enough from Valkyria's, so we won't be subjugating the Dark Elves and instead destroying them. Ah, failure. How many more turns? 5? You're still okay. You can have... I guess you can have spread corruption, okie dokie. And speaking of tech thieves, there's probably more tech thievery to accomplish. You still have 6 turns. It's 70% at Tsar Nagrin, so let's try that. Please don't die like the other one. At least you succeeded. Alrighty, beautiful. Now, anybody else that needs to be moved? Kaila's Soulflare, ah yes. You are in kind of a troubling situation, aren't you? We'll see. I suspect that Pomei is gonna die, but then Tzeentch is just gonna retake it. Granted, his armies are trash, but he does have 2 of them, so he should be able to pull that off. Otherwise, let's see what buildings we need to build, and if not, we can go to next turn and try to go find Malus. Aha, Fortress of Eyes. Money from you, please. And nobody's going to attack here. You're kind of too far away from anything, so you're probably good. That said, we do have to figure out what to build. Ooh, yes, let's build a vassal thing. Power up our vassals slightly. Alright, and then, well, I guess we do want to upgrade the Shaman's Temple. I don't really care about these buildings as yet. They're just here for capacity for Exalted Heroes, so we'll leave those as they are. And then you can go back to Insights of the Void for extra research. You are good as you are. You are, well, we can't switch it to anything, so we're gonna have to pay quite a lot for that, but oh well. You are good to get money, and that's all the money we have, so we can't switch you as yet. Ooh, you're in vassal thing as well. Yeah, okay. We need to be making money now, damn it. Who's gonna make money? It'll have to be Vilitch. We really don't have a lot of vassal tribute as yet. Compared to Valkia, it's very, very minimal. I wonder if she's getting a lot more from her Dark Elf tributes or vassals than she is from the Norscan ones. Honestly, I've been disappointed with Norscan vassals, both in this campaign and in the other one. The armies that they build are just too weak. They don't seem to build elite units at all. I'm hoping that that changes eventually, but there's obviously no guarantee. We also need to figure out what to do with this army, as we will be sending it down there. In fact, you probably no longer need all of these warhounds. Just keep it to 2. You probably want to... Well, yeah, let's get you another aspiring champion. I'm probably not going to keep these trolls in here forever, but let's leave them in here for now. And if we get in another... You know what? Let's do this. Like so. And oh wow, we can't even recruit you. Okay, let's just get the horsemen. And I was just talking about needing cash. Yeah, horsemen of Tzeentch. We'll keep these because I like them. Maybe we'll make this a very, very ranged heavy army. Like lots and lots of pink horrors, a couple soul grinders, the marauder horsemen. Yeah, you know what? I kind of like that. Not so much fire heavy, but more so pink horror heavy. And I guess we could give them the blazing squealers if we don't give those to the fire army for their passive. What's it called? Or active, rather, the Conduit of Infinity for the ammunition replenishment. Or if we don't give it to Vilitch, presuming that we don't change up his army to be all knights and stuff. We'll see. We'll see eventually, but we won't be saying right now. Let's end the turn, and let's proceed to Malus. Hopefully he stays in Volcano's heart for Vilitch to kill him. And aha, this guy's gonna come in. Okay, well, this is probably going to be a defeat. I don't see how we are going to hold against a lot of these units. Well, it really depends on the map, doesn't it? If it's that garbage map where we are, where we have a lot of entrances and it's really wide with those places that block towers, then that's gonna be bad. And I feel like those maps are in this area, so it's very, very possible. Well, let's give it a try, obviously cinematically. And then if we lose, Tzeentch will come down and avenge us anyway. Alrighty, well, it had to be this map, and yes, this was the map that I was talking about. I dislike this map, I really do. This is probably my least favorite map in the third game altogether, mostly because a lot of its towers are so poorly placed as to be nearly useless. I don't know who the hell decided that the tower defending the key building, the main capture point, would be not only useless at the key building, and pretty much useless at the ramps, but also useless throughout this entire area. It's just absolutely awful. Who designed this frickin' place? And yeah, generally lots of these tall tower locations that block lots of shots. Similar sort of thing going on this side, though I do believe this tower can at least fire down, unlike that piece of garbage. And then we have these two locations. These towers are alright, but mostly because they are controlled by the minor supply location in the center, but it doesn't mean you have to hold the supply location in the center or else both of these are lost. And of course, there's way too many entrances at for this particular type of setup, because while you can choke point several of them, you can't do anything about it because you can't really take advantage. Of course, they do all have towers, but once again, you can't hold with a minor garrison like that, and that's the biggest issue, because we do have a very small garrison. Anyway, here we go. Let's see about this. If you have a big garrison, this map is much less problematic, because you can simply choke point every entrance, but yeah. When the enemy has, what, 7 or 8 units of blessed units, and you have a garbage garrison that's been attritioned quite a bit, it's obviously a problem. But anyway, the enemy's going to open up by sending in its Fire Leech bolas to try to do splash damage to us, but of course we have our 2 sets of pink horrors over here, as well as our portal glyph opening up to prevent those Blessed Pterodon Riders from being of any use. Also try to be leading away the enemy skink cohort with our Marauder Horsemen, or possibly the Saurus Scarvet, anything that really we can get our hands on. We've also begun with the spam of Spirit Leech on top of the Slann Mage Priest, as that's pretty much the only way that we're going to kill him, at least easily, and are starting to build our first 1400 point tower, the Magical Tower, as we will be needing splash damage as fast as possible. Let's just check out what we've got on the other side, as we've essentially set up 2 blobs, one at this point and then one at this point. A few units hiding in the center. I don't know why that was so difficult to say. In case this third location, which we are not blocking, attacks here or here. Most likely it'll attack both, but you never know with the AI. Lastly, over on this side, since we don't have our Lord or our Pink Horrors, we have 1 unit of Chaos Warriors, but also our Spawn to hopefully get through all those Saurus Spears. And those 3 Blessed Skink Skirmisher units, we are going to go after them with our Screamers, as well as our 2 sets of Chaos Warhounds. Now, Chaos Warhounds are unfortunately a little bit too weak to be fighting a unit of Blessed Skirmishers, or really anything in a melee, but hopefully we'll still be able to deal with them with the help of those Screamers. Anyway, our Portal Glyph units are about to go, but fortunately they've been distracting the enemy Skinks and Saurus long enough for our Marauders, as well as our... I believe this is another unit of Chaos Warriors. Yes, a unit of Chaos Warriors to hold ground. There go those units, but it's a decent enough distraction. Plus, we can continue applying fire with our Pink Horrors, though a lot of them are having a little bit of difficult time. They do have a nice arc, though, so... These ones, at least, still shooting. Just a few that can't shoot because of the house. And I did want to get an angled shot as much as possible. I also do try to switch them to attacking the Slann Mage Priest, but they really don't do enough damage. He has a 55% missile resistance, and it's just way too much, unfortunately, regardless of the fact that he only has 55 armor. Over on this side, we've moved our Screamers in together with our Chaos Warhounds, so hopefully they can get to work on those Skirmishers at the very least. It will take time. And we need the Screamers to essentially tank this for the Warhounds to do damage. Otherwise the Warhounds will simply die and then they'll be useless, and we do need them to potentially chase things off afterwards. It was not meant to be indeed, but well, we have a lot of Saurus to contend with here. Looks like one of the units of Blessed Skink Skirmishers is down, and the other one is actually trying to run through our melee line, which certainly works for us. Unfortunately, over on this side, it looks like the majority of the enemies are coming into this side. The unit of Blessed Cold One Spear Riders, probably the most threatening unit on the field, other than the Lord and Heroes, and a couple of... oh, and a unit of Blessed Saurus Spears as well. Yeah, that's going to be tough to bring down. We are going to move our Marauders with Spears, our regular Marauders, and our Forsaken to try to hold ground here, and hopefully they will be able to hold long enough for us to get a tower up and running. Over on this side, it's going a little bit better with our Marauder Horsemen chasing off those units of Blessed Skink Skirmishers, and the enemy Saurus and Skink cohorts in trouble due to our range. That said, so are our Marauders and Chaos Warriors in trouble, and it may not go so well, though the tower is still providing some help. The enemy is also moving in a second Saurus Scar Veteran, as well as another unit of Saurus Warriors and a Skink Chief to help out over here, and considering they already have a Saurus Scar Veteran down here, it's really quite problematic, as we can't easily kill those at all. Most likely our best bet is to focus on destroying the enemy Skinks and Saurus and generally all their units, and ignoring the heroes with the exception of the enemy Lord, because we need to kill him via Spirit Leech to cause that morale shock. Oh, at least the tower this one time is getting some decent shots in and isn't missing every single shot. Good job, tower. It's cleared out a decent number of enemy units. I actually did find a way to make towers a little bit better and more accurate. I've started having them focus on single entities rather than mobs of units. When they focus mobs of units, they have a bad habit of hitting the edges of the mob and not center mass. But if there's a single entity like a Saurus Scarvet in the middle of the mob, the tower will target that a little bit more accurately and thus target the center of the mob. Doesn't always work, but it works enough for it to be worthwhile. Our last unit of Marauders moving in, I originally had it, actually I don't remember, I think it was here in the miner supply location, and it's going to try to hold off these Saurus or these heroes long enough for us to kill the enemy Slan Mage. We also do have another reinforcing unit that was back here. I was holding it here in case that there were some hidden units that moved there and tried to capture our main location, but it doesn't look like it happened. Alrighty, and how are we doing back here? Our Screamers are in kind of bad shape, but now 2 units of Blessed King Skirmishers are running, and we should be able to chase them down with our Warhounds shortly. Over here, going not so well with the Blessed Cold One Spear Riders, as well as the Blessed Saurus Warriors, taking quite a chunk out of all of our Forsaken, as well as our Marauders with Spears. These are only regular Marauders after all, even if they are Tzeentch. They're not going to hold the line against Cold One Spears or against Blessed Saurus Warriors. But still, it's just a matter of time. We have to wait until the tower comes up. We got 84 seconds that we have to hold the enemy, and then plus a little bit for the tower to actually do something. Alright, and how we doing over in the background? Looks like our doggos are chasing out both those units of skirmishers, and they appear to have shattered. Lovely. Unfortunately, our screamers, I believe, did die. The Saurus here engaged one of our doggos, and I sent in the screamers, and they got trapped and killed very quickly. Unfortunate, but it's okay. Oh man, the spawn of Tzeentch certainly look like they could fit in with a lizard army, don't they? The color scheme is quite similar. Now I'm thinking it would be nice to get Tzeentch and some lizard allies. Or lizard allies or get lizards some Tzeentch allies. Something along those lines. Yeah, the fact that we were able to get a single unit of Forsaken in here did come to be very, very useful, as those guys are doing pretty darn well. They got 58 kills, and those are pretty much all Saurus. The Chaos Warriors, of course, doing better, but they're Chaos Warriors, and shouldn't be too surprising. And then we've got these guys applying Warp Flame as well, which is quite nice. These guys don't have crazy armor in the first place, so it is nice to weaken it further. Anyway, the tower is up in 30 seconds. We're almost there, though unfortunately the enemy has finally broken through over on this side. We are trying to get our Marauders as well as Chaos Warriors in any range we can find to kill this damn Slan. It's been damaged very heavily by Spirit Leech spam, but we are now out of well, we're not out of reserve, but we are out of winds. And it's getting kind of difficult to channel. Looks like the enemy lord does try to run. He's only got 353 HP though, so we should be able to chase him down with our Marauders, who are at this point, or Marauder Horsemen rather, who are at this point out of ammunition. Gotta get that morale shock in there. Impressive as always, the Saurus Warriors are fighting basically to the last, though of course this is just, this feels like this just the AI cheating, doesn't it? They've got 400 HP, 6 units, and somehow still enough leadership to be fighting. That unit should have routed. I mean, our Chaos Warriors are also pretty badly damaged, but these guys actually routed before and came back, whereas these guys didn't, I believe, even rout. It's all good. The tower should be able to bring them down, or barring that, if not the tower, then the Pink Horse. Pink Horse is currently trying to get this other unit of Saurus, and down goes the enemy lord. Beautiful. And oh, does he just... Huh. I guess the Slan just teleport out rather than dying. Makes sense. Alrighty, so yeah, we have to get to work on these Saurus Warriors, and we still have to try to figure out a way to kill these Saurus Scarvets. There's one that we've caught here with our Chaos Sorcerer Lord, of course, in a one-on-one. The Sorcerer would get obliterated, but we do have a few Marauders to help hold the line, and then hopefully another Spirit Leech to come in a little while. We're also moving our Pink Horse to this side, as the enemy are looking to break through soon with these units. Only the Forsaken are still holding, though we do have that other unit of Marauders, which was guarding the main point to try to help out. Tower also getting some hits in, and I've told it to target the Cold One Spear Riders specifically, as they're a little bit more mobbed together, and it's more likely to hit the center of the formation by targeting them. There we go. Looks like that's working out. We also have our second and last portal glyph available, summoned to try to hit these Saurus Warriors and Cold One Spear Riders in the back, in the hopes of at least forcing some of them to rout. Man, this turned out to be a really fun battle. As I've said many a time, I really enjoy these battles with small armies, especially as they give a sense of a desperation, or small armies where you're liable to lose and you don't have a lot of elites. You don't have like something like Vilitch to rely upon, who will just kill everyone by himself. Was this Marauder just running around swinging at nothing? And ooh, tower should have been switched to firing at the Saurus rather than the cold ones. Okay, there we go. Now it's switched, though now it's firing at these units, but that might be fine. Right at the same time as our remaining Warhounds charge in without the tanks of the Screamers this time, into the back of these Saurus with the hopes of forcing them to rout. Looks like one of the units is indeed trying to run away, but the other one is still fighting. Keep working on them. Warhounds and spawn. Yeah, I'm really glad for the spawn here. 75 kills now and 90 on those Chaos Warriors. Quite a nice combo, I gotta say. How did the Forsaken do, out of curiosity? 40 kills, not nearly as good, and they got kind of beat up. Yeah. And these guys are still fighting, and looks like they will break through. Also, our Lord, in a very, very close fight, is unfortunately now broken, though not shattered, fighting that Saurus Scarvet. He did once again run out of available magic, so he couldn't just kill this guy with a Spirit Leech. We do try to surround him with pink cores just to prevent him from running down our Lord, who is going to try to escape now, as I do think that this is critical. Also, the enemy is coming close to capturing this main location, which will destroy both of our tier 3 towers, and if this occurs, it will most likely be a loss. So we have to be very, very careful about that. These guys are still surrounded, and now in a nice little circle for our tower to continue and dishing out damage in. And especially since all of those other Saurus Warriors that were going up the ram have routed for our doggos to chase down, we've been able to get the rest of our units of Chaos Spawn of Tzeentch to attack these remaining Saurus. Lovely. Over on this side, we have our remaining horsemen trying to chase off the Blessed Cold One Spear Riders. Our Lord is still running, but so is the enemy Saurus Scarvet. So now, let's see what the enemy has left. They have a full HP Saurus Scarvet here, a roughly half HP Skink Chief, and a unit of Saurus Warriors that's still in this location. I had to move both our units of Pink Horrors into melee to try to prevent the enemy from capping this place, as we really need those towers up. And that's about it. Looks like these units over here have finally decided to rout now that we've moved our spawn and the rest of these units in. Very, very close on this side, though. Damn. Alrighty, and while that's going good, it looks like we're going to switch our Marauder Horsemen to now chase that Saurus Scar Veteran rather than the Blessed Cold One Spears, because the spears are now shattered. We're not looking to kill the enemy. Deathmaster Tzeentch can do that for us. We really need to just prevent them from winning, and thus shatter the units. Don't bother killing them. Alrighty, there we go, and it looks like these Saurus are now in very bad shape. That nice shot coming in from the tower looks like it won't be enough for them to sustain, and they will die trying to kill those pink horrors. And I do believe that's the last unit on the field that is a unit and not a hero. So we do still have the Skink Chief available and the one Saurus Scarvet, but our Lord is back, and I believe at this point he has 14 or so mana, so he should be able to cast 2 Spirit Leeches. Alrighty, and the Skink Chief taking a little bit of damage from our tower, though of course this type of tower is not super accurate against a small target, much less a single target entity. We have to figure out how to surround and kill the Saurus Scarvet. Though on the bright side, we now have the remnants of our spawn, as well as any other units that have not completely broken. I do wish there was another tower nearby here that could help shoot these guys, like right here or something, overlooking this particular plaza. That would be smart. In fact, it's almost like the builders of this place smartly constructed this thing here to overlook this, because you could probably fire arrows down from these walls and from this thing, but there's no actual tower to help. Oh well. Now it's just, can we kill the Saurus Scarvet? Here comes the Spirit Leech. I'm glad we decided to go with the Sorcerer of Death because the lore is really helpful, and it looks like he decided to rout. A beautiful shattered army losses, and the skink is done too. Whoo! That was a damn close battle. Look at our poor units. This unit of Pink Wars is nearly done, and so is the other. Our ammunition is up. Every single unit other than the Warhounds, which to be fair we kept out of the battle, is pretty much dead. And this is of course only one of the units of Warhounds. The other one either died or ran off, I don't remember. A horseman, yeah, everything's down to like 10% HP, even our lord. Absolutely beautiful. I love having these types of battles, especially if you can manage to get a battle that's this close with like, you know, 2-on-2 with like massive armies. That's just the best feeling. It makes it feel like the battle is earned, you know? Sometimes when you have a lord like Vilitch or like Archaon, like we saw before, and you just send them in and they can kill the entire enemy army by themselves, it doesn't feel nearly as earned. Also, I like this dam thing that we got going on over here. Just taking a look at the map while we... Oh, it's on fire. Huh. And it's on fire here too. I guess because the place is under siege, though the flames ain't spreading. It would be cool if the flames actually did spread as the battle went on, wouldn't it? And maybe the city itself would also be more on fire. Or maybe... Huh. I actually didn't check. Was it this on fire at the start? Maybe the flames do spread, just not like a crazy amount. Anyway, there we go, a Pyrrhic victory, very much so, but it doesn't matter. We did manage to chase down a few units as well, so the enemy army should be, if viable, not very viable, and Tzeentch shouldn't have any trouble finishing them off. Wink. Alrighty, there we go. Turned out to be a pretty darn fun battle with the garbage units versus relatively garbage units. I mean, they had a bunch of blessed units, so props to them for that, I guess, though it was not enough at the end. I still hate that map, though. And it was the city of Shigengan where we had that map previously, but it looks like Po-Mei shares it. We also got a scroll of leeching, which I don't particularly care for, but we can always turn it into something else. We're going to sacrifice these captives, because there's no army remaining here, and we're going to delete Kailas's army shortly, because, well, we need to make up some money right now. Also, looks like Malus has gone to the Tower of Flies and abandoned Volcano's Heart. Well, we're still going to hit Volcano's Heart, Malus. That's not going to change, buddy. I do have to wonder whether he'll try to attack Akshar Bloody Hand at the Port of Secrets if we do so, but if he does, he does. Not like we can do too much about it. Oh, it looks like Akshar is going to move away. Now, what do we have here? Oh, Vassal gains development point. You know, we might as well power up Archaon. Might as well. Fine, let them flourish. I mean, I know that this is a decent amount of building up income, but let them flourish. I figure if these guys are only... Huh, I thought it was already at level 3. It was a level 2? That's a little bit surprising. But oh well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm just wanting for Archaon to become a little bit more powerful so that he can do stuff. Ambusher discovered Trillion, more host of the Apocalypse is building an outpost. Ambusher discovered, and Featherfoot Torque for devouring Caterpillar. Alrighty, are we able to reach Volcano's Heart in one go? Yes, indeed we are. This may be auto-resolvable. The issue with that is then Malus might attack us. You know, you have this for 2 more turns. I want to see if you can block Malus's army without dying. Big if. Failure. It was a failure. Not surprising. I wasn't really expecting that to succeed, to be perfectly honest, but hey, you never know. So if we attack this, will we have to fight this manually just to reduce casualties? I'm also a little bit worried about Siggy coming down and stealing Malus from us, or this little army. And I really want his defeat trait, but there's no easy way to do it. I don't think we can teleport on top of him. So I think Volcano's Heart is probably the best place to go. We'll do that in a second. There's other stuff to do. Now, first of all, Archaon, where are you headed off to? You're headed to Ice Spewer for some reason? Okay, that's a little bit odd. We need to tell him to go somewhere. Oh wait, we don't have any allegiance with him, do we? We can't actually order him around right now. Actually, 23. Huh. You know what? Let's manually tell him to go and attack these guys down here. He might switch out to attack somebody else, but that's fine. He can do that later. Also, these guys still... We'll have to check diplomacy in a second. I think a few of our former allies aren't super happy about us taking Jiao Ming for ourselves, but, you know, it had to be had. Ooh, hello. Wait, okay, you can maybe auto-resolve this. I thought I saw a potential fight with some undead here. Yeah, Temple of the Elemental Winds will auto-resolve this. Good, no damage when you will occupy the place. And we'll trade it away to somebody. We'll figure out who afterwards. What does wood do? Ammunition? Oh, I don't really care about that. I guess we could build it right now. Nah, you know what? Let's save the money. We have better things to spend it on. We'll repair this, though, because... you know, we want our friends to like it when we trade it to them. Also, Shilong. I really would like to just claim this for ourselves, but the you know, maybe we just summon a temporary lord here and just have somebody claim it. Not a Chaos Lord, though. I think a Chaos Sorcerer Lord. Is anybody ready that we don't have to spend money on? No, unfortunately not. Alright, let's go the Third Eye of Tzeentch guy, although... a Lure of Fire with Burning Body. It's not so bad, though you will switch to, you know what, yeah, let's get you. And we'll have you claim it, and then we'll trade it off later. Plus it'll give us this full province. Not that we're holding it for anything, I just want to see whether we can give it to... Jiao Ming later. Now, you don't need that Scroll of Leeching. Oh, we have 2 Scrolls of Leeching. Oh, good, we could turn those into something. I just want to see what Paths of Glory you unlocked. You have Third Eye of Tzeentch. And, oh, you can just devote yourself, in theory. We don't want to do that right now, but we may summon you back later for that purpose. I just want to double check that there's no other army here to deal with, and it doesn't look like there is. You can't attack Krakow, and I think Deathmaster Snitch should be able to kill it just fine. Okay, well then, what's the likelihood that he doesn't take Mingzhu here? You know what? You, try to occupy this target. You know what, let's keep you up for 1 turn. Maybe we attack this. I don't think so, but you never know. The possibility is there. Also, how much would it cost to devote you? To Tzeentch at 1500, that's a little bit steep. 'Tis still a little bit steep. Also, do we need to switch anything here? Rolling Destruction is fine, Dark Portal is fine. Flames of Fate for 1 more turn before we switch it out, and Tides of Magic is fine. Okay, yeah, everything there is perfectly fine. Let's see if we can't fight the undead down here. I doubt it, but you never know. You can level up just in case. You have Specialist maxed out. Let's go for Assault units. We don't actually want... Do we actually want to assault these units? Will that make it less likely that they actually fight us? It probably will. Which I don't like either. You know what? Don't do anything to that army. Let's see if it tries to... if it runs. He might be doing this just so that he forces us into his own territory to cause us attrition. But it won't make any kind of difference. As this army is probably too weak to fight us anyway. Nah, he's not gonna fight. Okay. Okay, he's most likely gonna defend that Knobbly Gorge next turn. And yeah, this means that we suffer a turn of attrition. I knew it was gonna happen. And yet I did that anyway. Why do I fear success? Alrighty, you, go here. You want to maybe assault these units then? Ooh, or maybe try an assassination? Unlikely, but you never know. Oh, okay. Never mind. Make me look like an idiot. Thanks. Let's upgrade assault units. Or wait, assassination increases the chance to succeed, which is better than increasing the amount of casualties. As it'll help you level and then, yeah. Alright, we still have shenanigans, don't we? Other assassin, you're following the other army, so you're gonna move down here. Alrighty, and once again, how many territories do these guys have left? 4. Actually, quite a few. Oh, and I did want to check diplomacy, so let's do that while we're at it. Quick deal. Wintertooth, we are probably going to attack you to subjugate you. Hag Grief, we're about to attack you. So we're ignoring the rest of that, and that, and that. And I think pretty much everything. Blessed Dread's still unhappy with us about that treaty with the western provinces, although it's not really a treaty per se.
What?
It's more like they have to obey our every whim at this point. Okay. Well, Vilitch, I guess you are going to attack a Volcano's Heart then. Yeah, fine. Declare war. And go for it. And yeah, draw more factions into this. So the cool actually like these guys, but not for long. Now they're fighting. There we go. Alrighty, now this... how much damage will this do to our army? And will Malus attack us? I mean, even if he does, I guess he does have armor-piercing units, but they're still kind of meh. Even if he does attack us, I doubt that he could win. Oh, I'm a little bit worried about... Damn. Siggy is really close by, and his army is just playing better than Malus's is. You know what? Maybe we can bait Malus into attacking if we auto-resolve and suffer sufficient damage. Ooh, a Forbidden Rod. Nice pickup, though. If we suffer sufficient damage here, give to Vassal... Do we want to give it to Vassal right now? I was going to give this to the Tong anyway. We won't heal as much, but we will get bonus healing. And... Wait. Province instability increases from gifting to Vassal immediately? Huh. Oh, because it counts as plunder. And it's the same as sacking, but with less money. That's kind of interesting, I hadn't realized that. I really wish I could see what exactly this puts our troops out to. But alas, we cannot. Oh, screw it, just give it to the Vassal. There we go, and I'm hoping that you didn't move too far away from it. Oh, this also allows us to stay in... Just want to check who gets the Forbidden Rod here. Do we need to give it to Vilitch's army? Probably. I guess we do. Oh, wow. The Book of Assure would come in handy if we actually went into a channeling stance. Maybe we go into March stance. Maybe Malus will be even more likely to attack us if we're in March stance. I want to do anything and everything to try to get him, to try to bait him into attacking us. I do want to stay near Volcano's Heart so that he doesn't take it, and then immediately have it fall to Sigvald, though, because that would be dumb. Let's go here. It'll mean not channeling, but we can always channel later. And then if he stays here, we could potentially teleport on top of him. We shall see. Unfortunately, I think we'll have to see that next time, so that'll be the goal for next episode, to destroy Malus, but more importantly, to get the defeat trait, which is pretty good. I think it's plus 45 armor-piercing damage on Vilitch, to make Vilitch a little bit more powerful. And then after that, we will continue up this way to try to vassalize Sigvald and all of these guys. I assume these guys are Sigvald's vassal. No, they're the Decadent Host's vassals, so we could just move through their territory. We'll deal with the Decadent Host eventually. Wait, Decadent Host is you. Yeah, okay, yeah. I confused it with the Ecstatic Legions. Damn you, Slaaneshi names. Too similar. Alrighty, so yeah, next time we will try to kill Malus and then possibly Siggy, and then we'll see if we can get anything going down here, although... The thing I'm most excited about is potentially fighting the undead with a fire army, because that really feels appropriate, burninating all those zombies, doesn't it? Let's hope that Johan doesn't run, but we'll have to find out next time, so stay tuned for it. Don't forget to leave a like and comment for your friendly neighborhood heretic. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.